What is up guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. Hope you're all doing amazing and fantastic. Yes, both at the same time. I'm asking you, complimenting you twice in one sentence, remember that. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best-selling book and one of my favorite books by far till date, Ikigai. The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. It is written by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing both of those names correctly. If I'm not, you can tell me down in the comment box, and if you're excited, just quickly type excited in the comment box before we begin this video. Whoa! I'll be brief. I'll be very fast. Before we jump into the video, it takes a long time to make these videos and to come up with scripts for these videos, so it's super appreciated if you take the time out to subscribe. It took less than a minute. Less than like 5 seconds. Go on with the video. Now the copy I have here is a hardcover version and published by Penguin Books. This is an astounding masterpiece. It has a total of 185 pages plus 6 pages of notes at the end. The age group for this book doesn't specifically have to be categorized, but I still feel it'll be harder for children under the age of 10 or 11 to understand this book at all, because it deals a lot with spirituality and existential problems. After all, it's helping you find a way in life, a reason to jump out of your bed every single morning. So it does have a deep significance, and if you were to read it with care and caution and you pay close attention to every word you're reading, you will understand it 100%, and it is super beneficial. And let me clarify, this book is not, as the common opinion goes, all about passion and jobs. I learned a lot about Japanese lifestyle and habits in this. Habits they use to live a long life, for longevity. As you know, Okinawa, or maybe you don't, it's a fact in this book, is one of the places where people have lived to a very old age. So it's basically a norm to reach 100 years of your life in Okinawa. So he's given steps that they take to live that long. It's basically longevity. The reason for Ikigai is basically the whole concept revolves around the fact that a way to get yourself up in the morning which makes you feel happy and energetic, not like you're dragging yourself off to a job, not that kind of up in the morning. You wake up yourself energized to go on with what you needed to do, that kind of thing. Like, take for example the Japanese, and let me clarify, I'm not talking about all of them. Most or some of them only believe in filling your stomachs 80% during meals. The reason, the scientific reason, yes, there is a scientific reason. The reason is that they don't want to increase the digestion process by risking overeating. And when they increase the digestion process, it leads to energy consumption of the body. So filling your stomach only 80% is one of the habits I learned in this book. This book also talks about stress. Stress is the killer of longevity. It is a quote in this book. Stress is the killer of longevity. A stressed person, a horribly stressed person, which is basically all of us nowadays. None of us can have a happy life nowadays, let me just tell you. They've actually provided differences between the cavemen and us right now. So like the cavemen, they were relaxed when they had to be. We are just hyper all the time, waiting for some notification on our phone to come, maybe on Instagram, Facebook. And the cavemen, they used to be extremely sharp in high stress moments, and actual stress used to come during actual dangers which could kill them from some kind of animal or maybe other tribes. But for us, our stress is just someone calling us up, someone wants to some notification coming, someone wants to read that, you want to talk to someone online. For us, that is stress. For them, they felt that stress and used it to their advantage. But nowadays, stress just makes us angry all the time. It's annoying, it's frustrating. All the time we're just doing something, hurrying there, let's do that, let's do this, all the time. Come on! So from both these explanations, including stress and the job thing, and the scientific explanation of not filling your belly all the way to 100%, you can see that this book is a little hard for children under the age of 10 to 11 to understand. I would say you can start reading this book at around the age category of 14 to 15 and plus. You can read it any age. This is not for kids in any way. It doesn't have to be particularly for kids. Kids can read it, but it's not for them. It's not in that funny, joyful manner with lots of drawings and designs. It's just a straight up book. Now let's go to the favorite part of the book for me in these videos, the back of the book, which gives you the actual details of the book better than I can in a short summary. Discover the Japanese secret to a long and happy life with the internationally best-selling guide to Ikigai. The people of Japan believe that everyone has an Ikigai, a reason to jump out of bed each morning. Inspiring and comforting, this book will give you the life-changing tools to uncover your personal Ikigai. It will show you how you leave urgency behind, find your purpose, nurture friendships, and throw yourself into your passions. Bring meaning and joy to every day with Ikigai. Now, I don't know if you can see this. This is basically the Ikigai diagram. It consists of what you're good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. All of this comes together to form passion, mission, vocation, and profession, which comes together to form Ikigai, a reason to jump out of your bed every morning. Now, on to my personal favorite part of this book and why I enjoyed it and why I would recommend it to somebody. My favorite part of this book is the research of Dr. Viktor E. Frankl. Dr. Viktor E. Frankl is an amazing therapist who I will get to in a minute. I'll explain why. I like his research and the case studies on him in this book, not only because Man's Search for Meaning is my favorite book written by Dr. Viktor Frankl, but it actually explains the whole crux of this book in detail, a reason to jump out of your bed every morning. That entire section of the book where it talks about Viktor Frankl is what inspires me the most. Now, for those of you who don't know who Viktor Frankl is, it's kind of weird that you don't know who he is. He has survived through the Auschwitz concentration camp, and he's given that the only reason he ever survived that was because he knew he had to do something. When he was being arrested, his notes and papers had been destroyed. So he wanted to go back and write every single one of them. He knew when he'll be free, this will be the first thing he does. Even to the extent he was writing pieces and bits of information from his notes on random pieces of paper he could find across the camp. Just writing. That's what he wanted to do when he got out, and it gave him a reason to go on. The first question he asked all of his patients is, why don't you kill yourself? And then they gave a ton of good reasons why they don't just kill themselves. And then he says, focus on those reasons. Those are the reasons you're alive. Those are the good things in your life. Focus on those. Viktor E. Frankl introduced logotherapy. Now, I'll give you the difference between logotherapy and psychoanalysis. As described by Viktor E. Frankl himself in this book, logotherapy is when a person sits up straight and listens to things that are on occasion hard to hear. This came from a previous definition that was told to him at that point of psychoanalysis, which said this is where the person sits down on a couch and tells you things that are on occasion hard to say. So logotherapy teaches you to face life and doesn't teach you how to avoid it. I'll give you a few examples and case studies given in this book. One is a doctor who was extremely depressed after the death of his wife. He came to Viktor Frankl and he wanted some help. So Viktor Frankl asked him one question. What would it have been if you died first and your wife was alive? How would she have felt? So the doctor is horrified and he says she would have felt sad, obviously, like I am right now. So he says that she's died first and you've saved her all the pain of you dying first. She doesn't have to feel the pain of you leaving the earth. At that point, the other doctor stood up, shook Viktor's hand and just left. And later on he tells him that it extremely helped him with his depression. So these small things, when you face them head on, they help you. You avoid them, they will attack you. It's basically like a bully. Life is like a bully. You need to... I can make a good quote with that. Life is like a bully. You need to face it head on, otherwise it will keep attacking you. How's that? So logotherapy is psychoanalysis. These two words in themselves are hard to understand words. So if you want something that has such deep meaning as this book, and this Ikigai could be yours, this book is completely, absolutely for you. It's been written with an easy to understand style. The font is not very big. I would assume it's something around 15. And it's super easy. Like, I finished this in a matter of 6 or 7 days. So you can do that as well. And I read it at a very, very slow pace, only in my free time. Otherwise, I'd rush through books, speed through them, just sit like on hours on end and read books. But this, I wanted to grasp everything in it. So you need to give it time and patience to apply the things that are in this book into your life. But let me just get something clear. Of course, you would want a reason to get out of your bed every morning. Even if you already have one, you should be able to strengthen it. This book will help you strengthen it. No matter how much you think this book is useless for you, it is not. This book will add pure value to your life. And mentioned, even if you have some dream or a career in your mind, this book is not about passion and jobs. This book is all about lifestyle, longevity. All of that is also included. If you take the front line of the book, it says the Japanese secret to a long and happy life, not just a happy life. So it teaches you about longevity and how to remain healthy even at the age of 99. You could remain the healthiest person on earth even at the age of 99. Though it hasn't been mentioned in this book, some people believe we could attain immortality. But other biologists believe that our cells stop recreating themselves after 120 years. So it's still yet to know that, but why wouldn't you want to see that happening? Amazing book. From me, I would rate it a 9 out of 10. I removed 1 because it takes a long time to read. You need to understand everything. 9 out of 10, perfect book. I loved it. Man's Search for Meaning is an amazing book written by Viktor Frankl, and if you haven't seen it, you can check my link in the description down below. I have reviewed it a long time back, so it should be interesting to watch that video. I'll leave a link in the description and a card up here, so you can go ahead and check it out. Man's Search for Meaning is all about his experiences in the concentration camp, and it's quite similar to this book, so you will be able to join the two of them together, come out as a whole new person. On that note, guys, I am so glad you joined me here today. I had another wonderful time making this video. Hopefully you had an equally wonderful time listening to it as I did talking about it. The book is amazing. Just go take it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Good intros, outros, I mean, you know what I mean.